Hi everyone, it's time for another 15-minute declutter, and today we're working on my craft desk. So the reason there is a pile on my craft desk is last week we took my desk that was over here kind of under the window, cleared it out so we could take it up to Anne's room because she wanted a desk in her room. And so everything that was in the desk went here. And in my last 15-minute declutter, you saw me clean off the counter behind me. So now we're tackling the desk. And so before we get started, I'll show you what I have on hand because I should have showed you this last time, but I didn't. So I have this clear acrylic bin that we cleared out last time. Anything that goes somewhere else, I'm just going to put it in there. So I'm going to put this on the table behind me so that I can easily just put things in there for relocation. And then the other thing I have, of course, is a garbage can. And so I always keep it right next to my craft desk. So I emptied what was there and now I have a garbage ready to put anything that I need to. And so let's get the timer. And if you are cleaning along with me, you can use my timer and we'll do this together. And these 15-minute declutters are pretty much unedited unless I sneeze or do something, you know, or get interrupted with a phone call or something. So pretty much all unedited. And so if you want to clean along with me, this will be 15 minutes starting now. So here we go. I have to find a spot for it. This desk has so much stuff. Some of these little baskets I am relocating into my storage room because I might use those as I declutter my home, but if I don't, they are all going to Goodwill. So I have the bottom parts for my Big Shot that I have been using upstairs. So I'm actually going to put it in this drawer of this chest that was my aunt's, and I'm going to keep that there. And I happen to know in this pile, I also have more parts to my Big Shot, so I'm just going to get those all together. Okay. I have a whole bunch of these ink pads from Stampin' Up. They're some I've had for years. They still work. I just am not crazy about them. The colors aren't quite what I want, and I'm actually going to make the brave move right now, and I'm going to send those to Goodwill. Now, that's kind of a hard move, but I have since then, and these are so old, and ink has improved so much over the last 10 years, and I've had these at least 10 years, that I think I'd like to use some of the newer inks that I have that are perfect for water blending or for use with Copic markers, which Anne and I have really been enjoying. So I'm ready to let these go, and they take up a lot of space, but someone is going to find those at Goodwill and love them and feel like they have just found a treasure. And a lot of those are kind of getting very low anyway. Okay, so some of my other inks, some of the inks that I am keeping are my Distress Oxides, and just some of these other things, the Versamark. I've got some blending tools. I'm keeping those all. Let's take out the packaging. Packaging takes up a lot of space. So I can get rid of packaging and just fit all my blending tools in there and my inks. And I'm going to put those in that bottom drawer over here. The inks will fit, but this bin is not fitting. And so I'm going to take this one that sits lower. See how it's about half the height. And I'm going to go ahead and put these newer inks here. Much of what I have now is actually the small ink cubes. And that has been a way for me to test lots of different inks from different companies. So there, let's see if that fits. It does. That fits perfectly. Now I've got here some wooden trays that I'm also going to put in my storage room. to use for storage items. My kids gave me for Christmas this Aura like photograph system that just shows photographs. I absolutely love it. I've got some papers that I need to file. This can go in the storage room for other things. I'm keeping that Aura box until we're, I think, out of warranty, and then I will get rid of that. Okay. Okay. I have a few things that I was keeping under my desk. I'm going to go ahead and put them under here where these other things go, under my aunt's hope chest. Isn't that a great name for a piece of furniture? A hope chest. You can always hope. Okay. So I've got some, these are those things where you turn your stamp and you can create a wreath builders. So I'm going to put them up in my cupboard here. Let me show you where I store some of my my stencils and things that I use for card making. Those can go right up there. And while I'm at it, while I'm showing you this, when we got Ohuhu markers, the alcohol markers, it came with this silicone sheet that's wonderful. I am going to put that with my wax seals. So I can use that to create seals and then use them for cards. And so I'll put a link up top for my video about the wax seals. How's our time? We're at 10 minutes, so we're doing pretty well. Back to the desk. Okay. I was doing quite a bit of die cutting upstairs. So I have a whole bunch of my dies that I've really been enjoying, and I will show you some of the things I've been making. Let me give you a preview. Look at these beautiful roses. I really enjoy die cutting a lot more than stamping, and I didn't know that before I kind of started this journey. So let's show over here. So all of my dies are filed in here, and so I'm going to just slip those in. And when I declutter my stamps, I'm going to declutter my dies and everything else, because I feel like I need to minimize to what I really will use. I have some awards that Anne got. She actually got first place in a bowling competition for Special Olympics, and it was just a small group. In her group, she got first place. So that was cool. That's going to go in our memory area. So I'm putting it into this box that goes to, these things go elsewhere to relocate. Okay. More markers and pins that are going in that drawer. Coming up, I will be showing you the great adventures that we are having with alcohol markers. It's definitely a learning curve, but it's a fun learning curve. So these are my little desk dishes that I just use all the time. You can see those on a video. I'll see if I can find it. So I'm just going to go through and put things back where they belong. I've got some spare tape. I'm going to get those up in my cupboard where I look for all of my spare card making supplies. And sometimes when I'm in just a really big hurry, things just get a little out of place. And usually as I use them, I put them away, but you know how sometimes you get a little crazy. And so I didn't get them put away like I should have, but that's what I'm doing now. We made these little shaker cards as part of one of our little projects with the girls, but I don't need to keep that. Some scissors that are just basically useless. Some jewelry, that goes elsewhere. This is my favorite tape dispenser. And I'm just going to kind of wipe things down, make my space as I go. So last thing I'm going to do is wipe down the whole desk. So I'm going to empty my garbage container. It always feels good to do that. A project that I need to work on. Okay, let's see. Oh, we've got 7 minutes. Okay, I think we can do this. This is my embroidery. It goes up with my sewing. Oh, I put that in its place. I can't do that. So I am going to do some rearranging. I don't know where to put it, but I don't want to hold up the whole process while I figure that out. My glue. Okay. One thing I learned about glue, I've been putting a pin in there, but if the pin isn't stainless steel, it will rust your glue, which is what has been happening. And so you've got to be careful with that. We are finished with this project. I don't foresee that I am going to make these again. I showed these in the last video. I'm throwing away the pattern, and I'm going to put these in I have a spot where I keep, where did it go? Where I keep some fun finished projects that sometimes Anne likes to play with. And so I'm going to put those there. I do keep felt. I do like to do quite a bit with felt. So those I can throw. These felt pieces that I feel like I can use for other projects, I'm going to go ahead and put those up with the felt. There we go. And I'm finding out as I pare down, I'm also trying to get rid of furniture that we're not necessarily using. And so my storage has to become more efficient, a little tighter actually. And so I have to think that through. Books, those go somewhere else. I have a wonderful picture that one of my former students in Washington drew for me. I'm saving it to remind me to make him a special card. These tools can go in this drawer. I have a drawer of kind of random tools that I haven't used that I would like to use. And so that's one of the things I'm looking to figure out. A book. Okay, so I have a spot for all of this ribbon, but I want to show you some things I got at the dollar store because for one of our projects with the girls, we needed some glitter and some sprinkles. And I used one of those metal boxes to just contain it. But these are, I think, $3 at the dollar store, and we got a whole bunch of fun colors. And so all of my glitter and sprinkles are right here. And I kind of like having them all together. So I'm going to experiment a little bit with keeping them in this tray and just kind of see where I want to go from there. Because as you know, I'm always experimenting on where things should go. And so I'm going to see if I can fit that also down in this drawer. And then that will be a good spot for that. Just a few odds and ends. Some spray bottles with water. I think I'll put those in the craft room. These are things that need to be relocated. And some garbage. Finished cards. Ready to send. And I have talked to you before about these little trays from the dollar store. This is a little bit of some stamping and die cutting I've been working on and just experimenting. And so those trays stack beautifully like that. And they are going to go up in my cupboard with my die cutting supplies. I think I'll move my extra tapes up to here so that they're out of the way. And then I'll keep my finished die cuts right there. These are finished cards, some stamps that I need to weed out, and extra supplies. I love this cupboard. It's right where I can reach. It's super handy. My goal is to pare down to the point where I actually have pretty much all of my paper making supplies in those cupboards right there. Okay, so let's see if I can fit this down, and then it's time to wipe off the desk. And we've got about 2 minutes, so we are doing great. I might have to rearrange this drawer a little to make this happen. Let me bring it over here. I don't want to I want this to be pretty much unedited so that you're with me on the time that we have. Oops, ow, I caught my finger. Okay, so this is colored pencils and markers, my distressed oxide inks. These are the parts to my Big Shot. There's that. Let's see if I can fit, yeah, so I can fit my sequins and things in there. I don't know if I'll go with that because that makes it hard to reach the inks. We'll go with it for now. And I'm going to experiment and see what I need to do. Okay, we are done. I am going to wipe down the desk in our last few seconds, and then we can have our next 15 minutes done. I keep some of these cloths in here because I like it. Hi, Ann.
Hello.
I'm in the middle of a 15-minute declutter, and our 15 minutes are about up. So I'm just wiping down the desk, and there we go, 15 minutes up. So we got a lot done in here. Let me show you. So you saw the huge pile that was on the desk that is now all cleared up. I really desperately need a new desk mat, but it is so, I don't know if you can tell on camera, it's bumpy, it's got stuff stuck to it, it is stained, and I want to know, please comment below, what is your favorite desk mat? And this is mostly used for paper crafts, I would say, although I do paint here and a few other things, so just share. We have our garbage, the tray that I made to hold all of my desk craft things. That needs to be pared down, but for our 15-minute cleanup, our desk is at least usable now, and so it feels so much better. So as part of this particular 15-minute clean out, I have this box of things that need to be relocated. I have some garbage that I'm getting rid of, and then a few things added to our Goodwill pile. So we have definitely made progress. I feel so much better about my crafting space. I feel like I can breathe again and craft again. When it's crowded, I cannot craft. And so I am going to keep tackling things, especially in our family room and craft area, in 15-minute declutters. And so I hope they're helpful to you. Thanks for joining me for this 15-minute declutter, and we'll see you next time.